Breaking news here on News 12, a chimney on a Mott Haven NYCHA building collapsing into rubble after a gas explosion. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Noelle Lilly. We're bringing you full coverage of this collapse today, including team coverage for you. Our reporters were some of the first ones on the scene, and moments ago, a press conference wrapped up with Mayor Eric Adams and other city officials. We start first with News 12's Nadia Galindo. Nadia, you've been following what's happening here, and we know you were there as that presser unfolded.
Yeah, Noelle, we got a lot of new information about the next steps, the recovery phase of this operation, and what residents can expect coming in the next couple of hours. Taking a look at the scene right now, we're right across from the building, and you can see that there are still NYPD, Con Edison, NYCHA, FDNY, the Department of Buildings. It is an all-hands-on-deck affair right now. I can even see the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa L. Gibson, here on scene. So this is causing hundreds of people to be out of their homes. Crews are now on scene inspecting the foundation of the building here at the Mitchell houses, and we're told demolition will be happening at some point. But the video of this explosion is compelling. You can see the corner of the housing collapse and fall to the ground. Now, we're told that crews were here with dogs searching through that rubble for signs of life, and luckily no one died and no one was injured. But residents in the F and G lines of this building were evacuated and are being helped at a nearby center. Meanwhile, gas has been shut off for the entire building. And it's important to note that October 1st is the first day they turn on heat in public housing. And we are also told that there was work being done on this specific boiler. Now, meanwhile, we've been talking to residents who are out of their homes right now or that live in nearby buildings. I spoke to one man who lives on the 17th floor of this building. Take a listen to what he experienced.
I'm just literally, my mind is all over the place right now. I honestly don't know. Maybe they need to transfer everybody from that building because we can't go back in there. We can't go back in there. And I wouldn't feel comfortable going back in there, to be honest.
So again, people that live in this building or live nearby in the Mitchell Houses complex really concerned about the structural stability of this building. And even if their home wasn't part of this building, what is the structural stability of the other homes here in this complex? We are speaking to residents that are telling us that they smelled gas for weeks and reported it to management, and they say those concerns fell on deaf ears. I did ask the mayor about those concerns. He said that is part of the investigation. That's the latest here in Mott Haven. I'm Nadia Galindo, News 12.
Nadia, you can't blame those tenants for having concerns about going back inside. Now let's take a look at where exactly this happened in the Mott Haven neighborhood of the Bronx. This map here shows the Mitchell houses at 205 Alexander Avenue, just across the Harlem River from Manhattan. And here is where we find News 12's Brittany Cadet. She was one of the first reporters to get to the scene for us. Brittany, what's it looking like where you are now?
Yeah, well, I mean, from when we first spoke, when we got here on scene, remember all of that chaos that was happening, all of the fire department workers that we saw here on scene, just a lot of action. Right now, there is none, and thankfully, everything has calmed down. I'm going to give you guys a look at what it looks like right now. Again, very calm, just rubble left behind here, and just, investigations underway. We have the Department of Buildings here on scene investigating as well. NYPD members just guarding the area, making sure that nobody goes through, to make sure that, safety is top of mind right now. But take a look at what the building looks like. It's an empty corner. Now, this is where residents say it was actually an empty corner. So thankfully, no rooms, no bathrooms, no kitchens, no common areas for residents that live here in this building. So thankfully, no home rooms were damaged in this collapse. But again, lots of devastation just left behind here. And as you can imagine, those moments where this collapse just happened and when those bricks just started flying from the air, a lot of residents were home. A lot of residents were walking to work, walking their kids to school. So just peak hours here for high foot traffic in this area. I did speak to one resident who was actually home at the time of the collapse, and she walks us through what happened in those moments. Take a listen.
We feel like the building was moving around, so I started running outside, and I feel like it smelled like gas, a lot of strong gas. But that building is in fire last week. So I don't know, but I feel like the building had to move the people out there because it's a lot of trouble.
And as you can imagine, those moments just extremely frightening for her and other residents that live there in that building. She also told me that she thankfully dropped her daughter off at school right before that entire collapse happened. So she's just relieved that her daughter didn't have to experience that. But again, she also said there was a fire here in this building a few days ago. We were here covering that. So that is just one of the many concerns that residents had here about these structural issues and just issues that they were facing in their home. And then this happened. They were basically saying this was kind of bound to happen with all of the issues that they've been complaining about. But again, lots of questions more than answers at this point. But stick with us right here on 12 as we continue to follow and stay on top of this story today. For now, we're here in Mott Haven. I'm Brittany Cadet. Noelle, I'll send it right back to you in the studio.
Brittany, I had not even thought about the foot traffic that time of day until you said it. A lot of people could have been passing through when this came down. Thank goodness no injuries were reported. Now let's go to News 12's Mike Lamort. Now, Mike, as I just said, there were no official injuries reported yet by FDNY or NYPD, but tell us about what you saw.
Yeah, you're right. Even during the mayor's press conference, he had mentioned that no injuries were reported. But moments ago, video captured a man as he was being stretched away into an ambulance. You could take a look at the video and see the man as he was wrapped up in a blanket, looking a little dazed, a little antsy as he's being carted away. News 12 reached out to the FDNY and EMTs to track the latest on that emergency health implications there. We're going to update you as we hear back from them. But the lasting impacts here on health can be felt. Take a look at the bricks. So much rubble from the a building here. It's fogging up the area. We're speaking with residents as well who have many medical needs, equipment even in their room. Take a listen to someone who can't get inside to that medical equipment.
Building was collapsing, my wheelchair's upstairs, my medical supplies, and I really need them bad. My apartment is open. We don't care about none of the belongings but my medical supplies and my wheelchair. Have a blessed day, America. This is what's happening in Boogie Down.
Yeah, you heard him there. This is what's happening. It's all unfolding. There's still a vacate order on that building, and the teams here are currently assessing whether or not the building is structurally sound to allow people in. It looks like that will not be done anytime soon. So until then, he's left without his medical equipment here, just waiting to get back inside to his home that just went crumbling down this morning. Now we're live here in Mott Haven. Mike Lamort, News 12.
Mike, that's a tough situation for that resident. I know you said he had to be carried down the stairs by a friend. Thank you for that update. Now, residents like who Mike just showed you, they're waiting to still get back into their building. In the meantime, they've been moved to a local community center not far away, and that's where we find News 12's Kelly Kennedy. So, Kelly, what are people who live inside the affected building now at the center waiting, telling you?
I'm outside the Mitchell Community Center, which is right across the street from where that building partially collapsed and where there was an explosion. This is East 137th and Alexander. Now, there are dozens of residents inside right now who are scared, confused, and unsure what's going to happen next. I did speak with one woman who is 80 years old. She's lived in the building more than 60 years. She told me she recently had open heart surgery and she lives alone. She was waiting for her home health aide to get here when that explosion happened. She says right now she's just grateful to be alive and she wouldn't still be here if it weren't for her neighbors.
I'm very grateful, very grateful. You heard what I say? For the amount of individual that came to my door to get me. A young man brought me downstairs on his back. A lady brought my walker downstairs.
Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson and other city leaders were just inside addressing residents. She said anyone who lives in the building anywhere other than the F or G lines is safe to return home. She said the Red Cross is also here and will be helping displaced residents. And if anyone needs to get back inside to get medications, they will work with them. We'll keep you updated on air and online. In Mott Haven, Kelly Kennedy, News 12, the Bronx.
And so we want to send things over to News 12's Lindsay Tanney, who's been speaking with other residents too.
Yeah, we've been walking around the scene for several hours now talking to residents. Some say they have medication upstairs, others say they have pets upstairs and other valuables. The overwhelming feeling on the scene here is fear. Residents tell me they've been experiencing various issues in the building before this partial collapse, like leaks and structural issues. People are shocked, some woken up from their sleep, running out in pajamas without any valuables. And now they're left to wonder what's next. Take a listen to some residents reacting.
There was 2 booms. I thought an airplane crashed. I was so scared. We felt it, the building shake. It was just very scary.
I have something for panic attack, and that is inside there too. They say we cannot go inside now, but I don't know what is going to happen to us.
We don't know the exact number of displaced residents, but we do know that this is a 20-story apartment building. NYCHA and the Red Cross have set up a reception center at 210 Alexander Avenue for residents to get support. In Mott Haven, Lindsay Tanney, News 12 The Bronx.